Evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fire of Your Heart, children of God, and that's you, and that's you. That's me, and that's me. Hope all will be. Just some quick check-ins. It's cold here a little. It's chilly, damp. It's been where it's cold and damp, then the sun comes out. Cold and damp, gray, the sun comes out. That's fine. You know, at least the sun is saying hello, doing a check-in, and simultaneously while they're all right. So I think the big nilly, the big to-do, there's if you look at the Ozarks, you look at some phenomenon there, not good phenomenon. Our water levels. And God's really is setting up the big one. But because man has manipulated so much, it's hard to know how it's gonna go. I mean, from my experience with my own stupidity and dealing with thugs and predators my whole life is I lost my thought on that, but it's getting pretty bad. So if you're not a little sad, then I wouldn't even want to know you, because we're in sad times. And if you're not identifying with the surface level emotion or state of existence that most of us should be feeling, what's God gonna do? I don't know, because we can't get out of winter, so. And I mean, like I said, it snowed in April. I mean, we're in Michigan. There's different operation going on. And my region, southeast Michigan, is highly controlled. Highly controlled. That's why you see a lot now where the more major devastation is going to always just whack a slap around the other places. Because we got the Fermi not too far off. And I think some other stuff they don't want no one to know about, but there was a weird old military thing here once, or I think more than one, in Monroe, Michigan. Like 2 or 3 spots where it was like landing strips, and I don't know if it was during Vietnam or when they did this. And then I remember driving by them, and it was always peculiar. We had to drive from Erie and back. I had a lot of time to think. I was in the car a lot with my Predator. And for traveling for skating sport. And I had a lot of time to think and look at stuff out the window, and then it was just like they became like completely abandoned. I mean, I was young. Probably before 5. So it was already they were already kind of slightly abandoned, but I always wondered, like, what's underground, what sort of shit is in this town. And then Fermi. So that we just sit here together and be a little sad together, right? Because, I mean, like I said, if you're not feeling some kind of mourning process with this, then I would really be worried about you. If you're down with more surveillance and more control over the people and hack and whack at everything that was ever real and true, I'm definitely going to stay away from you. And that's kind of what I did through the years, is I just slowly started to stay away from those that were completely comfortable, completely happy with the system. I wonder if those same people are really happy now. That's not me being mean. I mean, are they really happy? Are they probably even doing better than they were? I always kind of wondered if that's kind of part of doing better than a lot of people are doing, is you just don't give a fuck about no one, and you just trod through like no one else matters to get where you're going to go. I never wanted to be in that group, but I wanted to share good news, but I've learned a big lesson not to. Learned that a long time ago, but I still kind of always would slip up because I just needed some good news to share. But I did learn really early on that it's better to just say that the Lord has helped with a few things and praise the Lord and then leave it at that. Although the one venture, I mean, is super exciting, but it's kind of that very project that has kind of landed me. It's a small part of how I landed it. Some things with the information that is in that project that I started some time back. And, but I am in the preliminary processes of sharing that piece of work with humans again. And I already signed on a dotted line. So we will be seeing that pop up here very soon. Long awaited, long awaited. I let it be known. Yeah, this is vague. And then the person that I entrusted thought it was fun to shadow ban it. Because he was probably threatened by locals. Police, because he's controlled by the city council. It's a long story, but so I just like patiently let it just sit and accumulate dust and cobwebs for like 10 years or more. And I'm willing to now let it be shared again. So that's good to know. And it will be like a 4-part series. It's on the order of something like this. I don't know why I'm saying 4-part series, because it's just the first part, which is really small, and then my original plan was to add to that manuscript and these smaller books, which would become like a series. And but the other part of it is I was never happy with how it turned out. So if I wasn't going to go back and fill dust on that, if I wasn't going to go back in and fix some of it, then well, maybe this group will just say, you know, this is really garbage, and we just don't think we can spit this out into the web again. Maybe they'll just say that. But at least I tried again, right, folks? And you know what? Let's just make that the moral of the story today is we rely on our Creator God, our strength from within, the Holy Spirit to guide us. That's what we're promised. Our own presence always has a bunch of great ideas, but for some of us that are always full of wonderful ideas, we have to spend a lot more time surrendering, learning what surrender is with the Lord. And then He works through us, and it's quite a beautiful thing. But man, those really strong ones out there, and it's good to have a strong will. Because see, you know what? God doesn't want it to be extinguished. He wants to mold it into something really powerful that will move mountains. And you got to understand, that's what the devil's always been scared of. Because once you figure out how to harness your power with Creator God, don't get me wrong, gathering with others is extremely important, so don't mince my words. But what I'm saying is, you and God can literally stand alone in anything, and He will bring you through. It's not the ideal. We need our believers. We need our support around us. Just like the evil mobs and people that love death and destruction have their mobs of support around them. People that care, genuinely care, need their support system too. So don't try to mess with my words. I'm saying go isolate yourself in a cave with the Lord and move mountains. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if all else fails, because it does a lot, by the way, because humans are infallible, or fallible, yes, fallible, really dumb, or really quite dumb. And we become dumber. And it's not all of our fault. It's not. It's not. There are monsters residing, and they've been in the house for too long. They've been controlling systems too long. And those monsters had monster offspring. And the monster offspring carry in the footsteps of the original monsters. So until we can reduce the populations of the monsters, but see, the monsters have been working on controlling and reducing the populations of the regular people. So it's just, we're kind of really been in the middle of this ongoing, never-ending war between good and evil. Brush up on your Star Wars. It's going to come in real handy. Hear me? Just like the first one, though. The rest are, I don't know. Maybe the first two. But then now I find out there's all this weird stuff in there. And I never really liked the movies, but what I'm saying is the fight of the good and the bad is a real thing. It wasn't just a made-up story. There has been a force trying to annihilate God's creation since the beginning of time. And if you haven't identified him yet, he's around every corner and every crevice. He goes by many names. I don't like to give him a lot of attention because he gets too much as it is. But I call him anything from the Satans to the devils to Lucifer. And people are like, well, no, those are all different. All good. I don't care, because they're garbage to me. And I've seen what the dark side of the moon does to God's children. Over and over and over and over again. So, what we have to pray is that the monsters maybe just go down in their bunkers. Just leave us all up here and we'll figure it out. Okay? Thanks. I know that's not going to really happen. It's just something fun I like to say. So why don't you guys all go climb down into your little bunkers? Your billion-dollar operations to save your soul. Because then you'll be closer to hell. So just go down in your little bunkers, okay? And me, us and God, all of us, me, us and God, we'll take care of it up here, okay? Thanks. Take your AI, take your chat box and your beep beep beeps, all of it. Go down underground. Leave us up here with the farmers and we'll figure it out, okay? We've had just about enough. A long time ago for some of us. Some of us popped out into this world, looked around, and said, what the fuck is going on? Where have I been planted? And that's a scout's honor, even though I'm not supposed to do it. I remember the actual vision on Cemetery Road before the age of 5, sitting back in the grass, looking around, thinking, what the fuck is this? But I may have not had those exact words. But as my vocabulary grew, I really did figure it out. But I already had figured it out. People like me scare the fuck out of the rest of you monsters. So, I just want you to know, God has a big, big surprise. And it's not quite what the monsters had planned. I don't know why I went into this stupid voice, but I did. And I hope that you have a good day, because I started to bore myself, so we landed here to just soften the blow a little bit. So all you little monsters, go downstairs, go to your bunkers. We'll take care of it up here, all right? We're not scared of our Creator God. We'd rather witness it. But you go down in your little bunkers, okay? We'll take care of it from here. Ciao, ciao.